Salon is still around, apparently. I have a personal vendetta against them, but I saw a recent article by them and it is quite entertaining. It poses the question, has Trump wrecked our sex life? Post-Trump sex disorder is real, says sex therapist. Written by Chauncey D. Vega, sounds like a drag king name. Donald Trump has made America's mental health crisis much worse. Beginning with his presidential campaign and through to his third year as president, the United States has experienced an increase in anxiety, suicide, depression, and other mental health problems. Suicide, really. They need to get the stats out on that because they are really reaching with that one. Donald Trump's negative impact on mental health extends to the intimate sexual lives of many people as well. What is post-traumatic Trump disorder? How does Donald Trump's misogyny and other unhealthy behavior towards women reflect deeper systemic cultural problems in America around gender, sex, and intimacy? Now, I was watching the show Broad City, and although those girls are super lefty, I actually really like that show. And in one episode, one of the girls goes through exactly this. She hasn't been able to finish since Trump got elected and went to a specialist who helped her through this post-traumatic Trump disorder. And the therapist made a comment that business has been booming since Trump, that she is one of the few small business owners that is booming in the age of Trump. And although I think that it was a funny little comedy skit, I could genuinely laugh at it. But it seems to not just be a skit. De Vega interviewed a Dr. Susan Block, Dr. Susie, and she calls it a post-Trump sex disorder. Trump has created feelings of fear, loathing, and nausea. People just don't want to have sex. This would mainly be seen with women who are just appalled at how creepy Trump is. He takes what is often a positive male attribute of confidence and pushes it way over the line into a rape-like and rape-entitled kind of arrogance. Wow. I mean, it's just obvious they push this type of narrative on Trump while we see Trump as an alpha male with a supermodel life. But it's just so interesting that they were not feeling so sick and ill when the rapey Bill Clinton was in office and had a huge scandal while his wife called the women tramps. What about that? We all know that these leftists will see what they want to see and ignore what they want to ignore. All we can do is just watch them self-destruct, and it's kind of funny. So let's keep going with this article. Never mind how this moment with Donald Trump is also reflected by many men who are dysfunctional and chronically frustrated and who don't know how to properly approach women and the lethally unhinged incels. We also cannot forget all of the amosexuals who substitute their favorite guns for a working penis. What? I mean, absolutely ridiculous. I told you that this is just comedy gold. I'm not even going to bother trying to dissect and rationalize every bit of this, but let's just keep reading this fantastic piece of comedy, shall we? Thank you, Salon. I love how that they attack incels or whatever amosexuals are, but I thought that all genders and sexuality should be respected, or it's a hate crime. And yeah, I know. They get to pick and choose what's to be tolerated and what is to be mocked. Yes, Donald Trump is a turnoff for many people, but for some people, they are turned on and titillated by Donald Trump. They are not suffering from post-Trump sexual disorder. Sex does not always turn us on the way we think it ought to. A lot of people are attracted to bad boys. I emphasize people because it's both men and women who are aroused and attracted to and titillated by Donald Trump. There is definitely a homoerotic attraction for Trump being experienced by his usually very homophobic male supporters. Both men and women really do find Trump to be an appealing bad boy and evil daddy who's really hot. In this way, Donald Trump is the daddy of a dysfunctional United States family. Yep. Taking a stab at gay Trump supporters, and if you happen to not have this post-Trump sex disorder, you are simply suffering from the bad boy syndrome. How about I don't suffer from any sexual side effect of a president? How about that one? I mean, this article is really long and, like I said, quite entertaining piece of comedy, but I have to include this bit. The cuckold fantasy cannot be easily separated from race in America and the West, especially for white conservatives and other members of the right wing. For example, in the right-wing imagination, cuck is usually used as a slur against a white man who is perceived as being weak, and in making this slur, Barack Obama, the United States' first black president, is often mentioned as well. This is a direct and clear allusion to white male anxieties and racial stereotypes about the black male body and ownership over, as well as access to, white women's bodies. It scares them, but it also makes their penises hard. It's such a conundrum for these guys. The penis does not lie unless it's on Viagra. I feel that a lot of these white supremacist, cuck-obsessed, cuckold, name-calling right-wing types really believe that black men are superior to them sexually and physically. This belief and feeling is at the center of their sexual desire, which in turn is the center of their true masculinity. It scares them so bad, and yet they want to act it out. They want to feel it because they have a natural desire to have an orgasm, to enjoy themselves, to have pleasure. A lot of these white right-wing men, especially the alt-right types, would love to have sex with African American men. But this could potentially ruin their social and political power if it became publicly known. But the fantasies still exist. Whew. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, how they get this so wrong, and that is not what cuck means. But also, I don't think it has anything to do with Obama. I've never heard that one before. In fact, the term cuck originates from the cuckoo bird because it has a male bird take care of another male's offspring. So that translates into being cucked. Getting taken advantage of and being okay with it. In the porn industry, it takes on other layers, including race. But this lady has some weird takes on this. White men being weaker than black men? Secretly wanting to have sex with black men but afraid of their fantasies getting out? Holy moly, there is a lot to unpack there, but I think it's safe to say you get it and I don't have to explain it to you. I just hope you had a good laugh about this. If you want to see more from me and the rest of the Rebel team, like and subscribe.